Hi Tom, I'm Aliza.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a little nervous about this.
Oh no, don't be nervous.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
You're Tom Green. This is a big
but
deal.
You're going to tell me stuff about myself that I don't know, right?
Or maybe it's stuff that you already know,
Okay.
but you're just going to see it from a different point of view.
Okay.
If we had your time of birth, that would be so cool because then we could really get the whole chart.
I believe it was sometime in the middle of the night. I know that.
Ooh, very edgy.
Like early morning type of thing. I don't think it was ever written down exactly. Because I asked my mom, she didn't actually. You'd think she would remember, but she was there.
There's
at
a
the
lot
time.
going on.
A lot going on,
Yeah.
yeah.
I looked at your birth chart, and you know that you're a Leo,
Yep.
which is great because
Okay.
I'm a Leo too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you know about being a Leo?
Well, I know that whenever people find out I'm a Leo, they always react like, "Oh, you're a Leo. Oh, okay, that explains a lot."
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know what that means.
Well, Leos get along with everybody until they don't get along with anyone. Ultimately, being a Leo is about making sure that you feel creatively inspired by people. I think that it's any sign. That's how I do compatibility, at least.
Yeah.
You can be compatible with anyone as long as that person makes you feel good.
That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
So some
Keeps it
signs
open.
are totally incompatible with other signs, though.
Without really looking at a whole chart, I don't want to be like, you're going to be horrible with Cancers, because then, what if your best friend is a Cancer?
Yeah, exactly.
And you get along really well.
Right.
That would
It's
be
not
rude.
always 100% definitive.
But I would guess that you might have a hard time with Aquarius.
Okay. What month is that again?
End of January into February.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to think about
Just
that.
think about it. Not
Aquarius.
here.
Stay away from Aquarius.
Do you know that you're a Scorpio moon?
Is it a good thing?
Everything's fabulous.
Okay, good.
Leo is the sun for you, and that means that this is the way that you engage with people. This is how you sort of like take up space. This is how you do your sun thing. And really what that looks like is wanting to shine. So it's really important for you to be in environments where you feel seen, where you feel like you can radiate, where you can bring positive energy. Now your moon is doing a totally different thing. So your moon is your emotional inner world. It's what goes on behind the scenes, and it's what people don't know about until they meet you. And Scorpio is very intense. It is a water sign, it is deeply emotional, it is very private, it is very reserved, so it's actually very different from your Leo sun. So I would imagine that even though people are like, oh, typical Leo, and there might be some attributes where you're like, yeah, of course that's me, because you have this very intense Scorpio moon, there's also a lot of like emotions and feelings and memories and depth to you that maybe the Leo sun on its own doesn't fully capture.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. That does sound like me. Well, that's the thing, because I do have sort of a contrasting thing in my personality, whereas I like to get up on stage and perform, but then I also, in some social settings, am a little bit of an introvert as well.
That's exactly it.
And
And
so this is the first I've heard of this. I've never heard that I was a Scorpio moon and a Leo. I did not know this.
I came at just the right time.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I would also probably guess that you care very much about your privacy.
Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of my life is lived out on my shows and my comedy and social media these days. But that's sort of not everything, of course. So
No.
then there's certain things where there's a line that I do take seriously. Yeah, that's interesting that you say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's not true for everybody.
No.
Really?
Yeah. And what's also cool is that this past year, there has been a lot of stuff going on astrologically that has prompted a lot of changes for people with Leo sun and Scorpio moon. And because of some major astrology things that have been happening this year, they have been getting activated and changed in ways that haven't happened in 30 years. So you've been going through some changes.
Very true. Very true. I moved this year. I moved from my house that I was in for almost 20 years out to the country, from the city to the country.
Wow.
That's a big change.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it. And it's kind of sort of like what you say about wanting to have some privacy. It's a quiet place with, and I'm out in the woods. Everything's fine. I'm doing, I'm doing fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, that's a good, you need to have a sanctuary.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Because I spent the last decade pretty much touring, doing stand-up comedy, and you're always out and performing and up on stage, and there's a lot of energy, a lot of people. And then now it's nice to, when I'm not doing that, to go home to, the middle of the woods.
Well, you also have, I mean, I would say, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, you're a little bit psychic.
Okay. I knew you were going to say that.
Of course you did. Perfect.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling you were going to bring that up.
Yeah. So, do you want to tell us about it?
Well, I do sometimes think that I can sort of anticipate where things are going in my life and in the world. And I sometimes feel like I'm able to adapt to the world, sometimes maybe just a little bit ahead of the curve in comparison to some of my friends.
Yeah, there are some people who are very sensitive to other, like, interpersonal things, and then there are other people who are very sensitive to macro movements, and that's like a very special thing, to be able to sort of sense where culture is shifting and what trends are coming in and where people need to go, and that's really special and cool.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Okay, pretty good to know. Thank you so much.
This has been so productive.